a specific question for you on dashboards. When do we want to have an interactive dashboard versus a static dashboard?
Yeah, this is what did I say before that you said wasn't controversial? Just don't collect data you're not going to use. I'm
Yeah,
so glad
that's
you
right.
said that because we'll see if you think this next thing is controversial or not. We'll give like the John stamp of is this going to make people angry or not. I don't think we should design interactive dashboards for non-technical or busy audiences. I don't think that the executive director of a nonprofit or the director or president or vice president of such and such, I don't think asking them to have a separate login, username and password one more thing they have to remember. Sure, there's like password manager. It's one more thing for them to remember. They have to go to some specific URL. They have to know which windows to click on. We have 50 different graphs. They have to use little check boxes and drill down. Yes, there are exceptions to that. There are some dashboards that are like perfectly easy to navigate that have
Mhm.
had enough staff time and budget that it's already gone through a whole data storytelling edit and simplification process. But the vast majority of dashboards are just like it's just the data volume challenge, right? It's just so much data for some busy, important person to dig through. And sure the audience is highly educated and they're motivated and they're hardworking and they're capable of reading the graphs. I just don't think they have the time. And I don't think it's also a good or ethical use of funds to spend tens of thousands or in some case like millions of dollars on dashboard licenses that nobody's going to use and they end up as
Right,
dusty dashboards at the end of the day. I'm a
right,
big fan of
right,
one pagers, two pagers, like bring a printed PDF to an in-person meeting, put the data on the table in front of them,
right.
talk them through the insights that you see, ask them what other data they need for the next meeting, like focused on a couple key graphs. I've found that to influence business decisions much better than
Mhm.
asking somebody to wade through like all the data in your repository that you've ever collected in your whole life.
That makes perfect sense to me. We can end up wasting so much development time and therefore money on creating fancy interactive dashboards that no one ever logs into, never looks at. People that do log in have to potentially struggle to find the insight that they're looking for when part of the job of the person who's doing the data reporting should be to summarize the key elements and use your reporting tips, your data visualization best practices to get as concise as possible a document into the executive, the decision maker, so that they can just quickly get the information they need, get the insight that they need, and be able to go onward with their day instead of fiddling with your dashboard, your expensive dashboard. So not only does this approach of having static dashboards, as you describe, save time and money, it also makes decision making easier. So it's a
Yep.
win-win probably in a lot of scenarios.
You get a faster turnaround time. If you're a Google Sheets person, you know about spark lines. Excel does these little data bars. They're like miniature within cell bar charts. I think Sheets does that too, right? Does it? I think it does. It's probably like equals data bars. Ben Collins probably has a blog post about it. You can do conditional formatting in Google Sheets and Excel and other spreadsheet programs where you have a table and you add some instant color coding on top of it. Like those types of quick visuals that then I recommend distributing them as a PDF because so many busy people have their phones and tablets. And I know a lot of people are still working virtually, but for groups that are working in person, those busy people, they're like walking down the hallways to their next meeting. They're in meeting after meeting. They don't have the luxury of just sitting at their computer and opening up this full size
Mhm,
dashboard, but
mhm,
they can open their inbox and see a simple one page PDF attachment displayed
mhm,
correctly.
mhm.
Um, Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of the one pagers.